You look cute in your ponytail.
Thank you.
I feel like you haven't done like a high ponytail yet.
I know. No, I have. I haven't.
You can just tell I'm so much cozier now. Like I'm sitting crisscross applesauce.
I know.
I swear after filming in those tight jeans, like I'm traumatized.
I feel like see, I'm wearing jeans, but these are comfy.
I don't know. Those jeans just I'm never.
Aw. I know that's the worst
like
thing.
I'm so much more cozier now. Like just in my little leggings and my crisscross
comfort
applesauce.
is definitely important because when you're talking, you don't want to worry about like something bothering you.
If I'm spilling tea, I need to be comfortable.
I feel it. Anyways, you guys, we love this so much. Last night I was laying awake at night and I'm like, what more can we do? I'm just like so excited about this. So I thought of some questions we could like ask each other, like rapid fire almost.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Okay. So should I go first? I literally have in my notes app a rapid fire questions.
Cute.
Okay. First one. What's your biggest vice?
My biggest vice? Oh, goodness. You go first.
I feel like mine is Coke Zero.
Yeah.
I feel like I wanna give it up. Like I've reduced it. Don't get me wrong, I've reduced it. I could literally wake up in the morning and have a Coke Zero. Like I could do that.
That's the thing. I would say Coke Zero for me too, but like the way you just sip on one, I need it with food. That's what I'm saying. If I'm eating like a burger or pizza, yeah, I need a Coke Zero, which I feel like is kind of normal. But you'll be like, I can't really go for a Coke Zero right now and just like sip on it, like while we watch a show. Like it's tea.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like, ooh, a nice, refreshing, cold Coke Zero, and I love it from a can. I love like the can hits different when you open it and it goes.
Oh,
I sound like an addict.
Yeah. Okay. That's definitely not my vice because you out-viced me on that one.
That's my vice. If I had to, but other than that, like I'm pretty good. I don't have anything else that's killing me.
What's mine?
Do you want to come back? Do you want to phone a friend?
My phone? Is a phone a vice? I feel like I'm kind of addicted to it.
I feel like you're pretty good with it though.
Really?
You're not the kind of person that is like constantly scrolling and it's like earth to you. Hello? Like you're pretty good.
Ugh, I can't think of anything.
Okay, we'll skip it.
See, I'm not one of those people who's like, I can't live without my coffee. I can't function without my, like, I can function without
think of something you can't live without.
Tell me. You tell me.
We'll come back to this question. Okay, next one. Favorite food?
Middle Eastern food.
Oh, yummy.
For me, I think it goes Middle Eastern food, like Latin cuisine, like not anything specific, like Mexican or like, you know what? I actually love like South American like cuisine, like Colombian, Cuban.
Oh, yes.
Like that goes like a close second for me. It's kind of the same as Middle Eastern food, like meat and rice, but just in a different font.
I love that Latin cuisine uses avocados a lot.
Yeah,
I feel like Persian, Middle Eastern cuisine, we don't use
avocado
that much.
Probably because we're not in that climate. Like our countries aren't from that area.
But I love avocado.
Me too.
Love it.
Yeah, those are my top two. What about you?
Chocolate, but that's
not a food group.
I love Middle Eastern food. I will say, like that is definitely my top. I love a good pizza, like a really good, yummy pizza.
Pizza we had the other night.
Oh my God, that's spicy marinara.
It's called Prince Street Pizza. That's what it's called, Prince Street Pizza.
And it wasn't the round, it was the square.
The thick square.
Which I prefer like a round traditional pizza, like the triangles. But this one, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was so good. Shout out to them. It wasn't spicy marinara, it was sweet. It was like a sweet marinara.
And I love a good burger. I guess like you're traditional American.
Yeah.
I love Latin cuisine too. I would say my least, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God. Italian would probably be the least. Pizza is Italian, but what I mean is like by pasta and stuff is probably like my least.
Y'all, I just love food.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to have a favorite.
Yeah.
Like I love sushi.
Sushi's good too.
Depends on my mood. Anyways, what's the next one?
Next one, sweet or savory?
Savory.
I'm the sweets girl. Naz is the savory girl.
But we balance each other out.
What's your favorite savory?
It's like my favorite snack.
That's savory.
I love like a good cheese plate, like some crackers,
like a
and
charcuterie
cheese.
bowl.
Yeah, some like meat, like.
That's really good. Mine is obviously chocolate. Like I legit just love a good chocolate bar, especially like a European chocolate bar, like Milka, Kinder.
Milka is our favorite, y'all.
I love Kinder
purple
chocolate.
one?
Purple. Kinder chocolate. I love it. I love anything chocolate. This one, I don't know in what mood I was last night. I put soccer players or football players.
Oh my God. Soccer players make more money, don't they?
They have longer longevity in the career. Yeah.
I mean, just because I'd love to be, what's her name, Georgina?
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll pick soccer.
Yeah. I wish there was more soccer. Like soccer was more dominant in the US. I wish. I really do. Because we grew up with soccer.
Yeah.
I don't even think I knew what football, like American football was until we moved here. I'm like, what is the shape of this ball? Like it was so confusing.
That doesn't exist.
But for me,
rugby.
I like both.
Jasmine was like, I don't got no type.
No, I honestly like both. Yeah. One thing you love about yourself.
I would say.
How about let's make it one physical and one like internal, like personal.
What do I like about myself? It's like hard to say without feeling like you're so conceited.
I'll say one thing I like about you: your eyes.
Aw,
I love your eye color, especially in this lighting. Like sometimes I look over, I'm like, ooh, look at this.
Thanks, sis. I know Mama always says like it's because I ate fish eyes when I was pregnant.
Yeah,
That's why your
apparently
eyes are-"
Mama says that NAZ'S eye turned this color because she would eat fish eyes while she was pregnant.
Oh my
Now,
God.
who knows if that's true, not true, we don't know.
Mom claims that we're pretty, not because of genetics, because she drank melon juice.
Naz, I remember Abi Talibi. If you guys are Persian, you guys know Abi Talibi. Mama would be in that fruit shop drinking that while she was pregnant.
So funny.
Yes.
So I guess one thing I think is so pretty about you is honestly like everything. I don't know. I can't like pick one thing. I think everything just like fits with each other.
Thank you. My favorite thing about
Like
myself.
Yasmin's eyelashes like touch her forehead.
Aw.
That's one thing.
Thank you.
What else? I'm like staring into your soul. Your eye shape.
Aw.
Like the inner corners of your eyes kind of like they're different. I don't know how to describe it.
I did notice that about myself because remember when we were trying on lashes?
Yeah.
My eyes like went down
They
so
like
much.
they dip in. They go into like a really sharp point in this middle.
Yeah.
I noticed that too when we took the picture side by side, like at the like of just our faces. Like our eye shapes are a little different. And I like your eye shape.
I didn't notice. But I've always had a problem with lashes, like the lash strip, the full one, because my inner corner goes in so much that it would always lift up with. So I had a problem with that. My favorite.
Your teeth. Yasmin's never had braces and they're like perfectly straight.
Thank you. My favorite part about myself is my feet.
Oh my God. Yo, Yasmin will literally like go out of her way to like take off her shoes and socks to like have her feet
I just
out.
really love my feet. I don't know. I feel like, because I love shoes too, and I just like love my feet. But here's the thing though, guys, they're not photogenic.
No, they are, yes. I swear there's something about some pictures. I think I have decent feet too, but some pictures, like my toes are like, I don't even know what happens.
Especially in heels when you're trying to like balance. Like sometimes toes be looking like
I know.
different.
But my toes are longer, so it's like sometimes they'll be like crisscrossing. Like I don't even
throwing up gang signs.
literally throwing up. What did Drake say in the song? He said Zara heels bound to give you Zara toes. Like I really feel like that applies to me.
I feel like you have really cute feet.
Really?
Yeah, because your feet, you are taller. So usually taller girls have bigger feet. And I feel like your toes are really nice.
You know what? We inherited from Baba.
Baba has cute feet.
Y'all, believe it or not, Baba has nice feet.
Yeah, so does Mama.
And they're like soft and like well maintained. I'm like, Baba?
And he always wears sandals.
And he barely has leg hair. Do you notice how Baba has like patches of leg hair not there?
Yeah.
How? Because he's so hairy everywhere else.
I don't know. I think it's from, I think it's from socks. Because he wears the high up socks.
Oh, Baba.
No, but Baba has some cute feet too. And Mama. And our brother has really nice feet. Oh, okay.
The foot fetishers are gonna come out on this one.
Let's move on.
Wait, we haven't even answered. I didn't answer my favorite, like,
internal about yourself. Okay.
I didn't answer my physical either. I don't know what I physically love. I mean, I guess I like my eye color. I like my natural hair color. It's like pretty unique.
Yeah.
I get asked all the time, like, what's that hair color? And I'm like, honestly, it's just my natural. Like, it has like highlights and stuff, which I do like. Internally, I do like that I never take no for an answer. I like that when I apply myself, like, I will make anything happen.
Yeah.
And I love that about myself.
Yeah.
And like, if someone comes to me saying they want to do something, I'll make it my responsibility too. I'll be like, so how are we going to get you there?
Yeah.
Like, I make other people's problems my problems, but I don't hate it. I love that I do that.
Yeah.
I know some people see it as a burden, but I don't.
love that about you too.
Oh, thanks, sis.
You'll make it happen. What do I like about myself internally? I love that I'm not afraid to try things. I'm an experimenter. Like I'm almost kind of fearless. Like I'll just kind of throw myself into whatever. And I'm like, literally, what's the worst that can happen? You know?
Same.
I just get back up and
like, it's not that deep, y'all. Like, if you fail, you fail. Who cares?
Like I literally love trying just like new things. Like who cares? Yeah. I love that. Okay, next one. What makes you smile the most? Them zeros in the bank account.
No, literally, y'all. I really am in love with my like job and achieving, huh? My kids, honestly.
I was gonna say that
they
too.
really do. They're just so innocent and cute. Like Kai today. So lately, the babies they will literally stack the couch cushions.
Oh my gosh.
And they'll jump from the coffee table onto the couch cushions like it's like a trampoline, and they smile ear to ear, and it's
oh
so
my gosh,
cute.
I know.
Ugh.
I know. I was gonna say the same thing. There's nothing like, you know me, when I'm like stressed out or like something happened, I get in these moods, and then the minute I hear like my nephew or niece just like Auntie Yas, like literally everything goes blank.
I know. They're so
I'm just like,
innocent,
oh
cute.
my God, they're so cute. So right now, my nieces and nephews, Shahnaz too.
Yeah.
Anytime I see her on FaceTime,
She's
I just
so
forget all
pretty.
my worries of life. So definitely, children are such a big blessing.
They really make you realize, like I said, it's not that deep. Like as long as your kids are good, it's just like everything else you just kind of brush off.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just love my babies so much. And when they say like, I love you, mommy, I'm like,
I know when they say Auntie Yas, I literally melt.
yeah, guys, by the way, they call everyone, like all of my friends who are like ethnic, like tan with black hair, they are Auntie Yas.
Yeah.
Paula's Auntie Yas. Isha's Auntie Yas.
Yeah. So we call each other like Auntie Yas 1, Auntie Yas 2.
You know, you guys all respond. You're like, yes.
Auntie Yas.
What else makes you smile? What makes you smile?
What else makes me smile? I feel like chocolate does. Like dessert. I get happy.
Yeah.
What else makes me smile?
I do love like getting a good, like nice comment from like somebody or like a sweet message. Like those genuinely make me smile. Or like someone will say like, this video really brightened my day, or you made me feel better. Like that does make me feel good.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like for me, when I meet you guys in person, it really warms my heart, because a lot of times when you are on a screen, you know, seeing a viewer like in person, their eyes, their smile, the way that, you know, they're so excited and we're so excited to meet them, it really warms my heart too. So I really love meeting you guys in person. Should we keep going?
Yes. What else did you type up in those notes?
I only have a couple more. Heels or flats?
I'm flats. I know your heels.
I'm a heels girl.
Yasmin will wear heels come hell or high water.
Yes.
She is wearing heels. I am not the same.
Remember that one? Oh my gosh.
4th of July? Is that
4th of July?
I'll never forget 4th of July.
You guys,
I don't know
my
how
feet
you
were
did it.
bleeding.
Y'all, if you're from Columbus, red, white, and boom, Yasmin was
I
wearing
wore heels.
You are insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
My feet were bleeding at that point, but I refused to take them off and walk
I know.
without shoes. So I just took it. Dude, I was so crazy that I wore heels for my Ohio State graduation at the football field. It was the football
it's a
field.
huge like arena. They have to walk from the parking lot.
Walking. I mean, looking back, it sounded like a good idea, but if I had to do it over again, I don't know if I would wear heels because it was so much walking.
You know, my graduation we vlogged it, And I remember getting comments like, I'm shocked Naz didn't wear heels at our graduation because I wore like strappy sandals. And y'all, I will never inconvenience myself for the look. That's the thing. I'm not a fashionista. That's always what I tell y'all. I'm like, I wear what's comfortable. I wish. Like, I'll get a fit off for a picture.
Yeah.
But in real life, like, I am comfortable. Or I can't enjoy myself. That's why I'm like, I'm comfortable for this episode. Like,
but for me, I wear comfortable heels. Like, there are heels where
have some
know.
too.
Yeah, there are heels where I know like, oh, I can stand a couple hours in this no problem. And there are heels where I'm like, this is just a go to dinner, come back home type of heel.
That's called the valet shoe because you have to valet in the
Yes, Louboutins for sure. Those are like...
There's one Louboutin that's comfortable and I've recommended it to all my friends and they're like, it's the only one. Not So Kate. So Kate is like the 6-inch one, right?
That's,
Do people still care about Louboutin anymore?
I mean, I don't know. They're not as popular, but they're just so pretty. I love the red.
I know.
And red is my favorite color. So
I think they're called the Ibiza.
Am I tripping?
I'm about to look it up because I can't steer y'all wrong. Hold on. Louboutin. Watch me not be able to type right now. Oh, I got the name. They're called the Louboutin Iriza. Iriza.
Let me see them.
They're these.
Let me see. Oh, what that looks like So Kate. Oh, the sides
are open.
That's the ones I have. Yeah, I have those.
You don't think they...
No, they are more comfortable.
For Louboutin,
and that's why I got them over the So Kate.
Yeah, So Kate is like the classic. When you see like a painting of a Louboutin, there's So
Kate, but they hurt like crazy. These are good ones if you love the So Kate, but you want them a little bit more comfortable.
Y'all, I'm just over designer. I really am. Like when I first started getting money, I was excited and I was buying these designer purses and designer shoes, and I'm so over it.
Yeah.
Because now that I'm like trying to start businesses and stuff, I'm like, dang, that could have been, I look at my purse collection and I'm like, that could have been $15K towards my business.
No, I completely agree.
Half of my purses I don't wear anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you're going to go designer, I feel like it should be, pieces that you can rewear and that are neutral,
Yeah.
But for me, I love to invest in shoes and bags. Like I could wear a dress that's like $20 and then I like my bag to be like designer.
I mean, realistically, y'all, like celebrities, when you see them wearing these designer clothes, 9 times out of 10 is gifted by the designer.
Yes.
They're not paying out of pocket for it, or they're just pulling it from a showroom. Like their stylist is pulling it from a showroom. So they wear it like once or like that one time and then they give it back.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know that. Like they're not, for the most part, they're not buying that item.
I feel like as long as they're good pieces, like some stores have really, really nice bags and shoes.
Yeah, like Forward Essence.
Yeah.
There's some things like I'm willing to invest in. Like
Revolve
a birthday dress
has
or
really
something.
good shoes too.
Yeah, like Schutz. I love Schutz. Or is it Schutz? Schutz, that's a good brand.
Yeah. Last one that I wrote is favorite drink.
Are we talking alcoholic?
I didn't specify, but we could do alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Believe it or not, you guys all think I'm crazy, but I love a good martini. Like a nice
with the
dirty
olives?
Martini with blue cheese stuffed olives.
Oh goodness.
This just goes to show how we're savory and sweet.
Yes.
Like I like that like blue cheese.
Like that's what
Yasmin hates blue cheese.
Yeah.
You hate goat cheese, blue cheese. I love the funky
But
cheeses.
I love cheese.
I like the funky ones, like gorgonzola.
You on your
blue
own
cheese,
on that one?
a little twang to it.
See, Naz will be at dinner and she'll be like, I want the martini. And I'll look at the waiter straight in the eye and be like, give me the sweetest drink that you have.
Ew, guys, any drink Yasmin gets for the most part is so sweet that
It's
I'm like,
yummy.
You know that gets you drunker, right? Like mixing sugar
That
with
makes
alcohol.
sense why I
That's why
blacked out
Yasmin, right?
before.
That's why Yasmin is like gone after one drink.
It's fun though.
Yeah, so I'm like, I like a good martini. Sometimes I'll just look at the restaurant and I'll be like, what's your like most popular cocktail? I love spicy margs with I need a tahini rim.
I like spicy
and I will
margs, too.
lick up that.
Oh my God. I do
like
like spicy margs as well. Okay, what's non-alcoholic?
Coke Zero.
Yeah?
I like sparkling water, like La Croix. I like tea. I'm a tea girl. I've recently gotten into tea.
Yeah.
It like soothes me.
Tea is good. Naz always makes me her spearmint.
What about yours? What's your drinks?
Okay, so alcoholic, I really just ask for the sweetest drink, but I do love spicy margs. I love anything with pineapple or mango, like tropical fruit. For non-alcoholic, I would say Coke Zero, but I'm a coffee girl. I feel like you're more of a tea girl and I'm more of a coffee girl. You had a matcha phase. Do you not like matcha anymore?
I do. It's just the thing is about tea, like it's just like 0 calorie, but when you make a matcha, like I want the sweetener in it. I want the milk in it. So for me, I treat matcha more of a treat.
Got you.
Than like my daily like
guys,
wellness drinks.
As much as I love coffee, I legit just get either black.
That's why you're a real coffee drinker. Unlike people are like, I can't live without my coffee and half of it is milk and sugar. It's like, come on. You want the sweet treat.
Black coffee and I have a little splash of milk, or I'm in a cappuccino phase right now. I love my cappuccinos, which is half milk, half coffee. But yeah, I love coffee. And if I had to choose a tea, it would be like the Persian chai, like the black tea. Yeah. So that was our rapid fire. Let us know if you guys like these types of questions.
I know. That was cute. Do you know what Mel and I were talking about recently?
What?
How influencers are now getting invited to award shows.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Oscars and the Grammys and stuff like that. Like it's very common now to see like quote unquote influencers there.
Yeah.
And it had me thinking, like, what's the line between celebrity and influencer? Like, what is the difference?
So back in my day, like influencers was not even a thing.
Yeah.
We just really had celebrities. So I feel like the difference is that influencers, we know their whole life. And with celebrity, it was like an air of mystery to them. You really didn't know much about them except for their movie or the music that they make. And the most you would get is a little interview in a magazine and you're just like waiting to know more about them. So I feel like that's the biggest difference, is that influencers kind of open their whole lives.
I feel like reality was kind of the start of that. Like Kim Kardashian, like the Kardashians were kind of like the first
I feel like that was the first.
To kind of merge those two together.
I think so.
For example,
maybe not the first, but like the first one that popped off. Simple Life was more of like it was more funny. Like we didn't get to see much of their
door
inside lives. Oh, that was another one that you got to see the inside life. Oh, these shows. I miss these shows.
These shows were so good. And like, for example, you wouldn't see a celebrity's home unless they were on like MTV Cribs.
Yes.
And now people almost feel entitled to it. It's so weird. With influencers, people are so entitled to your personal life.
Yeah.
And with celebrity, it's like people kind of respect that you're a celebrity and they kind of give you more space. I don't know. Like to me, I saw people debating like, why are these influencers, they named like a few influencers at the Grammys, for example. And I'm like, well, let's look at the big picture here. What makes a song go viral nowadays? Social media, right?
Yes.
That's almost putting that in influencers' hands because we're the ones using the trending audios. We're the ones, almost, it's like social media is kind of deciding which songs are going to blow up and which songs aren't anymore.
Oh my gosh. Once I was talking to this producer and he was saying how nowadays they create music off of what they think is going to go viral on TikTok.
Exactly.
He was literally saying like, before it would just be like, oh, create a nice song, all of these beats, all of these instruments, whatever. And now it's just, what do you think is going to go viral on TikTok? And that's how music is approached now more. I feel like with social media and the power of influencers, it's shifted. It's shifted everything.
It definitely has. And I just think, again, people can be very narrow-minded. I mean, we don't think we're celebrities at all.
No.
But I do think it's kind of crazy to like look at influencers sideways for being invited to these carpets and these award shows and stuff, because again, they really are running pop culture. Like, I'm sorry, pop culture, a huge part of it now is social media.
Yeah.
And the celebrities on social media are the influencers. Like whether you want to accept it or not, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
The way I kind of see it though is like, if you were to go into like this in the middle of nowhere in this random country and ask them, do you know Michael Jackson or Kim Kardashian? They're going to say yes.
Yeah.
But if you ask them, do you know, and then you name like a TikTok celebrity, they most likely won't.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is definitely a distinction between like global icon and influencer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think we deserve to be in those spaces. I do, because again, we are shaping pop culture.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like celebrities are hiring social media managers,
yes,
PR managers, and people to help them to do social media. They're trying to get on there and make YouTube channels and invite, like I've seen so many celebrities do like collabs with like social media influencers to kind of like to reach that new audience, the like younger crowd.
Not just celebrities. I feel like nowadays it's advertising, it's marketing, even, you know, your med spa or dentist office, you know, anything, any retail, it's really geared towards influencers. Cause I feel like it's because so many people just, you know, you have your phone in your hand and social media is like second nature. So that's really how to get your name about.
I think what's changed a lot now is that when celebrities have too much of an air of a mystery, it affects them negatively.
Yeah.
I hate to name names, but here's just an example. Like, let's look at Euphoria, for example. Alexa Demi, it girl, beautiful. But it's like we haven't seen her do anything since Euphoria. We haven't seen any like articles or anything really like that. Sydney Sweeney, on the other hand, is in every movie. Every movie I feel like comes out is like Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
So I feel like almost now it's like when you're too ducked off, it's like you almost have to put yourself out there, you know?
I know. Like for me, I will say like for me, it's very challenging for me to just put everything out there. It's really not me to the core. Like you've known me your whole life. Guys, I was one of the last people to get social media, like back when all of the social medias came about, even Instagram, Facebook, all of that. I was always the last one to get it because I've never been the crazy sharer. I've never been like, every single move, you guys have to see what I'm doing, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that it's not me, it's never been me. So I understand that mentality because some people just don't have it in them to just share literally everything. But I feel like nowadays it is expected of someone that puts themselves on camera.
The younger crowd, again, like who didn't grow up in that separation of the two, they want that. They want to know the ins and outs of your life. They want that raw and realness. And that's something Yasmin and I were kind of butting heads on, is because, again, you grew up watching like the Tyra show, The Real, very like talk showy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now people don't like that. Like now the Gen Z wants photo dumps and raw and real and unedited, unscripted, like us just sitting here and talking like we're at a sleepover. Like that's what they want to see. They don't want to see polished and your hair perfect and your everything perfect. Like they don't want to see that anymore. People are over that. I think because we dealt with so much perfectionism that it was literally driving people insane, that we're like, we're done with that. We want raw, we want real, we want honest. And I'm kind of with it. I honestly like it. It's less pressure. It's definitely a lot less pressure.
Yeah. I like a good medium. So I feel like a lot of people don't put in as much effort and say that it's just real. You know, I feel like for me, like, you know me, I put in effort in my everyday life, whether the cameras are on or not. It's just the standard that I have for myself as a human being.
Yeah. Like we were talking, we hate the whole relatable thing.
Yeah.
Like being relatable, like relatability is so subjective because what's relatable to me
might not be relatable to another person.
For example, Nara Smith, love her so much. But when I see comments, people saying like what she does is not realistic, I'm like, y'all, there's plenty of people that cook all of their meals from scratch. Like this is a
lot of people
normal.
In Miami live the way that Nara does. Like they take their time, they cook everything from, you know, I have this little grocery store that's not like a chain grocery store, like across from my building. And I will see people like go in, get their groceries every morning. I see the same guy every morning going to get their groceries to cook that day. It's just what's realistic for certain people. And I feel that sometimes people say raw and real, but it's really based off of
their own
life,
realness,
you know,
and relatability. You know? It's like like I'll see comments under Kylie Jenner's TikTok. Like she's so relatable. I'm like, y'all will say something I'm doing is unrelatable, but saying what something that Kylie Jenner is doing is relatable.
I feel
like, it's
so.
Just
here's
so crazy.
Here's how I see relatable and not relatable. It's so Kylie Jenner, like for example, we're using her as an example. Even though she has the most beautiful material items, the best car, the best home, the best everything, you can still see yourself kicking it with Kylie and just having a conversation. Like it's down to earthness, you know? Like she doesn't make you feel like, oh, like doesn't stink, you know? She's very like, you can see yourself being friends with her. And for me, I don't judge a person based off of what they have. Like you can have nothing and you can have everything. It's about how you carry yourself and really like your soul,
right?
You know? Like for me, I would hate somebody to judge me based off of how I live my life because, like, for example, I like my nails always to be done, like regardless of if anybody sees me, not sees me, it's just how I am.
Yeah.
And even if I couldn't, you know, when I was when I was younger and I wasn't going to the nail salon, I would go get those press-on nails, remember? Or I would go get my own nail polish. It's just how I like to be. I like girly things. Even when I'm home, I like to wear my cute pajamas, even if nobody is seeing me. That's just how I like to be. And I wouldn't like if somebody judged me or thought that, you know, I am a certain way based off of the way I like to present myself, even to myself, you know?
Yeah. Again, people just like, they have a problem with what other people prioritize. Like for you prioritize that.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay.
Yeah.
Again, like we've mentioned in other episodes, like I just hate the judgment. Like one is better than the other. Yeah. And again, like why is being, like I've said before, like why is being sad and miserable relatable, but being happy, you're suddenly fake?
Yeah. I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all. I'm not saying that it's wrong to be sad. Like obviously life exists in duality. Like just as much as you are happy, you are sad, you go through things, there's ups, there's downs.
Two things can be true at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
life isn't as black and white as people want to think it is.
Yeah. But I would hate to be like, oh, my favorite person that I watch, I want her to be sad because I'm sad. So she should be sad too. Like that's not fair. That's really not fair, you know? And I feel like for me, I like to see things that put me in a positive space because I never get threatened by another person's success, another person's happiness, another person's lifestyle, another person's appearance. It does not threaten me because for me, I feel that whatever a human being can achieve, I can also achieve because I'm a human being. There's really no difference between them and us and whoever. You know, so
I mean, there's some difference.
There is.
Like you could grow up a certain way, or like
there is.
For example, I can't compare myself to someone who, like, for me, we growing up as immigrants, like I'm, like for me building my business, it's like completely from scratch.
No, I know.
Versus like if I had like, who said like their parents loaned them $1 million, a small loan of $1 million. Like
was that
Donald Trump?
I think so.
He was like, I had a small loan of $1 million. If you're not allowed to be sad because people have it worse than you, then you should not be allowed to be happy.
Yeah.
Because people have it better than you.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like I think people should be allowed to like feel their emotions in any way, shape, or form. Like you're allowed to dwell, but it's like you have to like stop yourself before it becomes like all consuming.
Yeah.
And keeps you from pushing forward.
Yeah.
But it's definitely okay to take some time. Yeah, I mean, that's just the hard part. Celebrity, influencer, anybody who's just putting your life out in general, even if you don't have like a ton of followers, like people still will compare it to their coworker, a fellow mom at their kid's school.
Yeah.
Like again, we touched on comparison in another episode. Yeah. But I think that's the thing about like being a celebrity versus an influencer. It's a really fine line because again, our lives are put out on social media. But like we don't have we get the free stuff. We get like the free, like the PR, the dinners, like we can go like comp stuff, just like celebrities get it. But the difference is I feel like we almost don't get the protection of a celebrity. Like a celebrity will have like a bodyguard or whatever. Not saying that we need one, but it is very much true. Like stalkers do exist. And it's like for celebrities, I feel like they're treated a certain way. Like they go through the back door or whatever. And it's like literally a celebrity and an influencer could have the same amount of followers, but an influencer will just be looked at as an influencer. When in reality, it's like influencers, we wear so many different hats.
Yeah.
We are the photographers, videographers, the producers,
creative directors.
Before
editors.
Social media was a thing and we had influencers and content creators, for a brand to have a billboard or a photo shoot or a campaign or whatever, do you know how many people needed to be involved to make this advertisement video?
Yeah.
Again, there needs to be a videographer, a director, a producer,
an editor,
someone that's just there for audio, someone who's just there for video, a makeup artist, a hairstylist, multiple of those, by the way.
Whereas the talent is just the talent.
But now that we have content creators, influencers, we package that all in one.
Yes.
For a much smaller rate.
Yeah.
And we're taking on all that. The editor. Yeah. Like there's so many roles and so many positions that are needed to create one piece of content from the content creator influencer standpoint. And it's so crazy to me because brands, not all brands are like this, so brands have this thing called an ROI, return of investment.
Yeah.
So let's say I make a piece of content for a brand and I post it and they're like, we didn't get as many link clicks as we were hoping for, or we didn't get as many sales from the video as we were hoping for. And I'm like, how exactly are we tracking these sales?
Yeah.
Because for example, if I see a advertisement for, I don't know, for example, I just did an ad for Supergoop sunscreen, okay? Mm-hmm. I'll just go to my local Sephora and buy it.
Or even like I'll watch a video from 2 years ago of a girl mentioned like a Supergoop sunscreen. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, 2 years later.
2 years later, and I'll buy it. I'll go to Sephora and buy it or something.
That's the beauty of like creating a piece of content. It lives on the page forever. It's not like a billboard that's going to be replaced in
and that's the thing.
7 weeks.
For example, when a brand does a billboard ad or something like that, they can't track sales.
That's the thing.
But they still have to...
pay way more for that. Do you know how expensive a billboard is?
And how many people go in a billboard?
Figures.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that opened my eyes the most. Like these brand campaigns are in the millions.
Yeah.
They spend millions on their like launch for one product.
I feel that since influencers, the whole influencer content creator is so new, is that there's such a high expectation on content creators. And I'm telling you, everyone I know that's a content creator knows how much work goes into it. I've even had people in their career, right, be with me and see what I do all day, like when I'm creating content, and they look at me dead in the eye and say, your job is hard.
I know.
Like, this is hard.
I know I recently brought someone on my team and they're like, I did not know how much you actually do. Into it. Because again, you just see like the post.
Yeah.
You don't see hours before that, the contracts.
I understand that. I understand that because back in the day when we would see a commercial, we're like, oh, it's a 30-second commercial. How much time could possibly go into that?
Weeks.
Oh my gosh. There's a whole entire crew, editors, whatever it is, going into that.
And going back to that whole, how many sales is this bringing us? Again, you can't track it for magazine. Like back then, people had to pay for a slot in like a magazine. They had to pay for, I mean, they still do, like for the billboard, all that stuff. Again, you're not tracking the clicks. Like you're literally just using that creator's likeliness, the trust that they have in their like following. And it's like, that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for sales. Just like you would for advertisement, you're paying for your brand awareness. You're paying for brand awareness.
Yeah.
It is not our job. We're not salesmen.
Yeah.
It's not our job to sell. Our job is to bring awareness to your brand, to our followers.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me a lot. I'll hear about a brand for the first time in like a YouTube video or something. And then all of a sudden, because I've heard of the name, I'll go to Target and be like, oh my God, I remember I just saw my favorite creator talk about this brand.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? I agree. And the more you hear of it, like the more you see the product, you're more likely to like try it, you know?
Right.
I feel like so much pressure is put on a content creator or an influencer of like wearing all the hats.
But not celebrities.
And doing it well. But celebrities, or, you know, if they have a commercial to shoot, you come in the morning, you get your hair done, your makeup done, you sit, you get your hair and makeup done, you're given a script, you're not worried about lighting, sound, editing, invoicing, reading the contract and signing.
Ooh, those contracts will get you.
The contracts are literally 10 pages long.
And they're going to be like, if you can sign on something that's like, you can't work with another competing brand for 5 years, but they won't point that out to you.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you see that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's so much.
I mean, again, with being an influencer, I do have opportunities where I show up places and I am just the talent. And it's really fun. Like for Baby Gold, for example, I just showed up and I was taken care of. And
Yeah.
I loved that shoot.
Yeah.
The pictures with the kids
They
were
were
so
so
fun.
cute.
It's so nice to like kick your feet up and it's like the photos are being
Yeah.
done like by another photographer. Because
Yeah.
even if I do like photos with a photographer, it's like my husband, Mel.
Yeah.
So it's like it still follows us at home.
Yeah.
Like because we're editing it together.
Yeah.
I will say that's the greatest part of having like my husband be my videographer, because when you like hire out a separate videographer, it's like they send me the content maybe like 3 days later. I have to review it, send in my edits.
Yeah.
The great thing about having like an in-home editor is like I'm
Yeah.
looking over his shoulder like, oh no, I don't like that clip.
Yeah,
Take that
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Like
For
it's more
sure.
quick and he'll
For
get
sure.
it done like the next day instead of I have to wait 3 to 5 days for whatever, you know? But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, like just being in this industry, it has opened my eyes so much to what really goes behind it. Building a brand, sister. So there's this thing called MOQs, okay? Minimum order quantities.
Oh, I've heard of that.
When you want a cosmetic, minimum 5,000 units. Let's say you want to launch a mascara, 5,000 units. Foundations, like this is why I totally understand of brands being inclusive on shades, right? But what people don't realize, especially for these small indie brands, they have to buy minimum 5,000 units of each shade. Wow. So for a really small baby brand to have 40 shades, which is now the standard, they have to buy, you're the math whiz, what's 40,000?
Don't put me on the
what's
spot like that.
5,000 times
A
40?
lot.
200,000 units?
It's a lot.
Let's say 200,000 units and each piece is like $3 per unit. That's $600,000 to buy all those foundations without doing the PR, the photo shoot, the launch, paying for the branding, all that. I'm like, when you learn all this, you're like, and sister, that's for the components that already exist, okay? Let's say you want to make a foundation that's never been made before. You're like, I want to take these flowers and crush it up and put it in this foundation.
Yeah.
Minimum for that is 12,000 units.
Wow. And listen, if
12,000.
they don't sell, you have to buy them. And if they don't sell, you're stuck with 12,000 units of that foundation sitting in your
And
house.
guess what? Makeup expires.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once I started actually looking into all this stuff, I learned like these brands are spending
A lot
millions
of money. Yeah.
for one campaign.
Yeah.
So when you see, again, they're all tax write-offs for the brand, but still, like when you see like a brand trip, like it's not like they're just doing a favor for the influencers. Like they're
Yeah.
like, instead of paying all these influencers rate, let's take them on a trip, write it off on our taxes and get free content out of it. Because when you
Yeah.
go on these trips, they have content requirements. Like
Yeah.
you can go on this trip, but you need to make like 2 TikToks and like
Yes.
one story set, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like once you learn about all this stuff, you like see past the smoke. Like
Yeah.
everything is a lot, like it's just
It's
insane.
very different.
Very different.
Don't get me wrong. I feel that influencers get a lot of perks, but I feel that a lot of people that have never done content creation or been on the backside of things don't understand what really goes on. And I could really relate it to, you know, when I saw certain careers growing up, I didn't know how intense it was.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had this one model friend back in the day and she got to go on all these really cool trips to different cities. Like she was walking, you know, shows in, you know, Bali and Italy and all of that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. You get to do this and that. She's like, girl, I don't even know what city I'm in usually. Like it's just work at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know? Because you get dropped in a city and you're like, okay, go work. Now we're going to a different city. So
Traveling is really exhausting.
it's exhausting. So from the outside looking in, it might look a lot different. Like
more
you
glamorous
don't see
than
more
it really
glamorous
is.
than it is. Not saying that it's not fun, not saying that you don't get perks. You do. And it's, you know, influencers are very fortunate content creators, but at the same time, it is work. So when you guys see a brand trip, the influencer or the content creator needs to create content. So they're not kicking back their feet, just, you know, enjoying. It's taking content, making sure they're hitting the
Talking points.
talking points.
Not that I hate that we always have to make disclaimers. But you know, people are going to be in the comments like, "Oh, don't complain." We're not complaining, y'all. We're just talking facts. Like we're just sharing.
Listen,
what
when
people
we
might
did the podcast, we want to be open and honest with you guys and talk with you guys how I would talk to my sisters. So this is
Right.
how Naz and I would have a conversation on our own. And this is, you know, we're bringing you guys along on our conversations with us. So we are not we're not saying like, oh my God, oh, woe is me. Like this is so
we
hard.
love what we do.
Yeah. We're just
sharing,
saying,
like, in case you guys might not be aware, like this is really like what goes on behind the scenes.
Because I feel like it's a lot of times it's super glamorized, and a lot of people, I know people firsthand that have tried content creation because it is very glamorous, you know, from the outside. And then when they get to the meat of it and do it, it's like, oh my God, this is too much.
Or they get their first hate comment.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like the end of the world. I'm like, girl, it's one comment. Like, it's not. You know what's crazy to me is back in my Twitter days, like someone would send me a hate tweet and I would respond to it. So obviously, like my followers would start clapping back to that person. They would like deactivate their page. And it's so crazy because unless people like experience that when you're on the other side of being on the punching bag, they can't handle it.
Yeah.
For people who aren't used to it, like one comment will like ruin their like month. And I'm like, girl, this is like every hour for me.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like almost weird if I don't.
For me, I don't think twice about it, but I do, like, I delete it. The way I see it is like if somebody came and put garbage in your house, are you just going to keep that smelly garbage in your house? I will remove it and never think about the garbage again. Like,
No, for real.
that for me, like, it's not even like oh my God, it's like they're hurt. It's not about me being hurt or not hurt. It's there's garbage in my area and I like my place to be a pleasant, clean place. So I'm removing it and I'm never thinking about it again.
One thing with social media is that people really have like herd mentality, like sheep mentality. If they see like, it's so weird to me because there will be a top comment that says something and then people will just keep commenting the same thing.
Yeah.
Like literally the top comment could be like, Nas has lipstick on her teeth, okay? And then it's the top comment so everybody can see it. And someone will comment like, do you guys see the lipstick on Naz's teeth or is it just me?
Yeah.
Clearly, it's the top comment. Like I've noticed that because they see like that's the pop and comment.
Yeah.
So they just want to join in. I've done that experiment a few times. If you delete that initial comment, no one would comment about it.
I know.
But when people see it's like the top comment and the thing that's going to get them like interaction, like they're going to comment it.
Yeah. I feel that is one of the things that people don't realize when they put themselves on the internet is that like hate is going to come. And I'm telling you, it stings, it hurts, but just forget about it. Because I am the first one to say that happy people do not comment on other people's lives. So legit, when I see a hate comment, I just say like, God bless you. I remove it and never think about it again. You know, like I truly don't feel that happy people. Now there's constructive, like there's advice. That's one thing, but just going off on somebody that's coming from a place of hurt themselves.
How would you feel if you like befriended someone and you thought they were really cool, but then you found out they were like arguing with people online?
I would probably remove myself.
I know.
From that
like
friendship.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like if I found out they would like go on hate forums and stuff, I'd be like,
no, I do not. Listen, I've had that before.
Oh my God.
I've had that before and I'm like, I don't like your mentality.
I don't like that.
I feel that if you have enough time in your life to go on hate comments and read them, you should honestly pick up a hobby or try to better yourself in some type of way. Because that's too much time on your hands.
Come over to my house. I have plenty of stuff you can do.
No, I feel that like that time could be used on better things. Why are you going on a hate page and just reading?
Sister, those are the same people that say they don't have enough time in their day
to
like work out or whatever. They don't have enough time, but they have time to go chronically scroll.
To me, like I've had that before where I thought a person was really cool and they would bring up to me stuff that they read about me. I don't go on these pages because that is negativity. That is a negative place and I could care less. To me, these people, you know, like you're unhappy and miserable and that's why you are on a hate page. So I don't even associate myself with that. But this person would go on these pages and come in like I'm having a great morning. This
person is a man, by the way.
And like literally repeat what they read on hate pages. I'm like, first of all, how did you find this?
As a man, like
I don't know, but I'm like, listen, God bless you. You should, if your life is not going the way you want to, if your health is not going the way, like your health is not tip top, if your finances are not tip top, if your life is not tip top, you shouldn't have the time to go do that. You should be pouring more into yourself.
Oh, what was that one girl? I don't remember her name, but she's so funny. She's definitely out of pocket, but she's hilarious.
Ooh.
She's the one that was like, do you think they're wearing beach waves in France?
Oh, I know exactly what you're
What's
talking
her
about.
name?
I don't know her name, but she's hilarious.
She's hilarious. And you know what she said? Someone asked her, she's so like unhinged. I love it.
Yeah.
Someone asked her, how do you react to a hate comment? And she was like, I asked him to send me one of these four things. She goes, their bank account, photo of their side profile.
Oh my God.
Like she just listed all these like crazy things, and I'm like, and she's like, if one of those is off, then you have other things to worry.
No.
I was like, not the side profile. Like,
Oh my gosh. No, for real, you guys. I feel I like to surround myself with happy, positive people. Not saying that people don't go through things, obviously, but you can tell when somebody is trying to seek negativity.
Yeah.
Like literally
Misery
looking
loves company.
for it, seeking it. Or just like if all of our conversations is gossip or just
I hate
all of
gossip.
that BS, it's just not for me. Listen, it's not for me. I'm trying to be, in a good headspace for majority of my life for what I can control. And I can control who's around me, what I listen to, what I watch, what I surround myself with.
Yeah, you
so
have
that
every
will
right.
be removed.
See, I think there's also a really fine line between gossip and like just talking about a situation.
Yeah.
Like if I was meeting up with a girlfriend and she was telling me like what happened like with her friend, like that to me is not gossiping.
Yeah.
Gossiping to me is like speaking of someone unprovoked, like calling them names, rumors, assumptions.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
Yeah. Me too.
Like it makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, are you saying these
Because
things
let me
about
tell you
me?
something, they are. If
They
somebody
are.
is talking smack about another person to you, they're talking to the other person about you too. Like this person is just a talker, And trust me, you're not a unicorn. They're not going to look past you. They will talk about you.
You gonna get the smoke too.
Yes, you're going to get the smoke too at the right time. When it happens, it happens.
When it's convenient for them.
Right. That's the thing, guys. If somebody around you is acting a certain way, then just know you're not the unicorn in the situation. They will turn around and do exactly to you. So you have to put yourself in the headspace of, do I want to keep this person around me or not? And if you do, you're going to get the smoke. You're going to get it.
Thank God we have each other.
I know.
Whenever I think about the fact that Mooch doesn't have a sister, I say that like all the time, but like Mooch.
No, Moochie. Okay, we know she at least has a cousin, Shahnaz.
I know.
And hopefully, God willing.
Aw, I know.
Guys, I want one son, one daughter.
Because that's the thing. When you have a sister, it's like you have a built-in friend.
I know. I feel like it's more important to have a sibling.
Yeah.
A sibling is very, very important. Because didn't we read that quote where it's, parents eventually grow old and, like your sibling is really with you for the most part, God willing, unless something happens.
It's like siblings know you in such a different way. Like you guys grew up in the same home. Obviously close like childhood friends would know too, but it's like a sibling is different. Like no one will get you the way your sibling.
Yeah.
What if an only child is listening to this?
Yeah. But no, I feel like throughout my life, no joke, I've had friends that I would consider my sisters.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't always have to be blood. I feel like sometimes you have cousins, you have friends, like for example, Mama, she's away from her sisters. Mm-hmm. And can't see them all the time. And then her best friend here in America is like her sister.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're your sisters, So I don't feel that it's has to always be blood. It can be,
because not everybody gets along with their sister.
That's the thing too.
I know, that's crazy to me.
You guys, the thing is, sometimes it's really hard to be friends with your sister if it's just not working out. So that's the thing too. Sometimes your blood, like it doesn't work out. Sometimes you find more of a sisterhood in a friendship,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I feel very, very blessed to have you in my life.
Aww.
Because no matter what, like we always have each other.
Right. And one thing about us, we're always going to tell our sis.
Yeah. I think this was a really good episode.
I feel like we say that at the end of every single one.
I know. I'm just mind boggled every single time. Like, woo.
I know we have a podcast on Apple, on
know.
Spotify, on.
That's crazy.
I didn't even have a Spotify until we made this
when I
podcast.
saw it on Spotify, I'm like, oh.
Like we're legit.
YouTube, we're used to YouTube,
Yeah.
right? Like this used to be Kavari vlogs, which is exciting, but like it's not like, whoa. And then seeing it on Spotify, by the way, we are on Spotify and
Follow
Apple,
us on there.
And Apple Podcasts.
And review us. You know people can review on
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm nervous. Y'all better give us 5 stars. Turns out if you give us 5 stars, your ass gets fatter and your skin clears up.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yep. For sure. Your life will just get so much better.
Right. You know what I found? What boggles my mind, because we started out on YouTube, is some people have podcasts with no visual. Like it's just audio.
Just audio.
That seems so lonely to me. I don't know.
You guys you can have both if you want to watch us or if you want to go on Spotify
Yeah, so
or
definitely
Apple Podcasts.
follow us on all of our platforms. We'll have
Yes.
it linked down below.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok.
Yes.
And we love you guys so much. And we'll see you on our next What My Sis Said episode.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Bye.